Hello dear friends, I Dr. Shamsher Singh welcome you all to my YouTube channel Pharma Learning. Today I am going to discuss with you about a novel concept that is plagiarism. What is plagiarism? Why there is a need to check the plagiarism? What are the different types of plagiarism? What is the limit of plagiarism? And how you can remove the plagiarism from your thesis or from your research article as well as from your review article. So firstly I will discuss with you plagiarism. So basically what it means, plagiarism means whenever you will copy the matter of other person. Plagiarism means whenever you will do cheating to take the matter of other person and show that this is my own matter. So that means it is directly the thing whenever you copy paste the other person matter and you include in your own thesis, in your own review paper or in your own research papers. Now why the plagiarism is considered to be unethical? Because whenever you will take a maximum plagiarism in your thesis, in your research paper and in your review paper, anybody can file any case or anybody can create a question on your work. The reason, because you are copying or you are taking the matter of somebody else. Now in this case, why this is considered to be a thing that you keep in mind whenever you will write any review paper, research paper or you will write any thesis work. Now basically this plagiarism was firstly described in 1601 by the scientist, dramatist Ben Jonson, and he described that if someone by guilty of literally theft, that means if someone will become a thief and copy the matter of other person. Now in this case plagiarism, it is the practice by which you will take the, you can say, wording of other person and you will take the idea or you will take the concept of a other person. So I will discuss with you few examples. Suppose if you will take any sentence or if you will take any line or if you will take any paragraph of other persons, meaning you have taken these things either from the review paper, either from the research paper or either from the thesis work. Now what it means? It means if you will copy this but you will not cite the scientist, you will not give the credit to the scientist, it indicates that you are doing plagiarism. Now if you will cite this person, if you will give a credit to that person, this is not considered as a plagiarism. So plagiarism means you should understand that if you will take the line or sentence or the paragraph or some of the matter from the other research, review, thesis or other work or from other published literature, then it is only considered as a plagiarism when you are not giving a credit to the scientist whose work you are taking. So this is the first thing that you should consider. Now suppose where the plagiarism is majorly detected, you can say that in many, you can say in number of years or every years, you can see that many of the papers are retracted. Now what is the problem with the retraction? The problem is either they are using the practical work of other, either we are copying the theoretical work of other, or either they are showing the other work that is their own. So suppose if anybody will make a diagram in a review paper, suppose this is the diagram where the person showing the prevalence rate of COVID in 2018, 19, 2020, 2021, 2022 in other countries. And suppose if you are other person to your own literature. You can take, there is no any restriction that you cannot take the figure of other. You can take, you can copy this, but you should cite this from where you are taking this figure. So this is a major thing, that you can take any of this type of diagram, which is a common thing, but you cannot take or copy paste the research work of other. Suppose if anybody will say that I have analyzed, this was the hypertension rate in the normal population, and in the BP blood pressure was high in the normal population, and here there is some diseased person, and here we have given a treatment, and we find that there was a reduce in the limit of hypertension or blood pressure in the third population data. Now this figure you cannot copy, because this is the research data of somebody else. So basically there is a second thing which is important to be noted down. The second thing I will tell you, there are some common sentence or common paraphrases. So what are common sentence? Suppose if anybody will say that due to high intake of sodium chloride, there is a increase in blood pressure. And suppose anybody say that excessive intake of beta blocker can precipitate asthma-like symptoms. So these are the common things which are well published. So this is not in the plagiarism limit. In this case, you can cite any author or not, but you should note one thing, that these type of the line you should take from the wide literature. Wide means either you have taken this data from 3 to 4 articles, but if you will take from a single article, this is again a matter of plagiarism. So that means plagiarism can be avoided if you are following a large number of the papers. Suppose if you are writing any review paper, you are writing any research paper, and in the research you are writing introduction part, review of literature, material method, and later on you are doing discussion. Now in the review you can say you are writing the thing you have read from the other papers. Suppose if you are writing any of the line, any of the sentence, but you have read it from the 10 to 12 or at least 5 papers, then it is a matter that you can cite any of the author from that 5 paper or the line which is matched with the previous data. But if you will copy a paragraph, suppose this is a paragraph having a 5 to 6 or 10 lines, and you are saying in your paper that this is my own wording, this is my own idea, or this is my own hypothesis, then in this case, if this thing is already well published, well noted, well reported, then this is a matter of plagiarism. Now I will tell you few of the things how plagiarism is happened. Either it is happened that you are doing intentionally, or you have did it unintentionally. Now what intentionally mean? You know that you have copy paste the matter of other person. The thing is there, you have copy paste the paragraph of other person. This is the intentional thing, because you know this thing. Unintentionally, suppose you are a poor learner, suppose you are a poor writer. So in that case, if you are unable to write a review paper, but in that case you are copying the matter of other person, this can be by error. You are not doing intentionally. It is can be unintentionally. Suppose the second example will be, you are doing because you are having a short time. You want to submit the thesis of your MSc, MPhil or a PhD, but you are having a short time. In the short time, by mistake, you have taken the matter of other. Now this can be happen unintentionally. So basically plagiarism is considered to be happen by two things: intentional plagiarism or unintentional plagiarism. Intentional mean you know it is by choice, and unintentional mean it is by error or it is due to the shortage of time. So this is the plagiarism I have discussed with you. Now, what are the other different type of plagiarism that are to be considered other than the intentional or unintentional? Now, the first thing is direct form of the plagiarism. Now, as the name indicates that you have directly copied the matter from the other source, from the other website, and you have pasted it into your own literature. So that means it is directly a cut paste matter. Now it is called as a direct plagiarism. Now the second thing is called as a mosaic form of the plagiarism. Now mosaic means if you want to borrow the idea or opinion from the original source. Now I will tell you that suppose if you want to say that this is the idea, and if we change a lifestyle and along with we take a antihypertensive drug, the BP of the person or the hypertension rate can very fastly be declined. Now suppose this is the idea. Now if you will write this is my novel idea, this cannot be happen, this cannot be considered. Now idea is mean if you are not citing that author who given this statement. So suppose given this statement you are not citing that author, you are not giving the credit to that author, that means you are taking the idea of the other. So suppose if you can say that in some time in MSME or in some other area you submit your ideas, but idea should be novel, that should not be from the published source. So this means mosaic type of the plagiarism. Whenever you will take a such type of thing and you will phrase without citing the source, that means you are saying this is my own idea, but you are not willing to cite the author. Third type of plagiarism is called as a self-plagiarism. This is important to be noted down. I will discuss with you what is self-plagiarism. Suppose if you are doing M.Com, MSc or PhD and you want to submit your thesis. Now in that case, in case of either PhD, you want to submit thesis, and in that thesis you have published 5 papers. Out of 5, there are 2 review papers, suppose this is example, and 3 research papers. Now, while submitting, you have also taken the statement, or you have also applied the statement of plagiarism limit, because this is required for PhD thesis submission. And in the limit, you have mentioned that the plagiarism of my thesis is 15%. But whenever again it was analyzed by the software by the university, they found that the plagiarism was 35%, but 20% was the self-plagiarism. Now this is the thing that you should note down, that the self-plagiarism, if it is from your own paper, it can be reduced. In cases, suppose if there is not any direct copy paste of the research work. So basically where the plagiarism happens in a thesis, it is basically occur in a material and method part. Because whenever author do the thesis in any area, either on diabetes, hypertension or financial problem or any other thing, the material method which is used by the author is mostly similar, and due to this similarity of the materials and method, your plagiarism in the research paper is increased, and which is sometimes matched with your thesis. But it is not in case of review paper. Self-plagiarism is not considered in the review paper, because review paper you will write on a novel things. Now in case of research, the plagiarism which was due to material method can be eliminated by the university if you will request them, because this is considered as a self-plagiarism. This is considered as an author's self-plagiarism. So that means this limit of self-plagiarism can be removed. This is very easy method. In the coming video I will discuss with you what are the software, by using those software how you can do the plagiarism analysis. Now in the software there is some of the, you can say, points or some of the settings which if you will do that, then the self plagiarism can be automatically eliminated. So this self plagiarism is the reuse own work without specifying the primary source. So basically this is from your own work. Next is called as a collusions type of the plagiarism. So basically what is collusions? Suppose if you are giving a assignment to any student and 2 to 3 students they are doing a assignment work and they have did their assignment, completed their assignment by taking the same material from the same source, but the assignment matter is collide with each other. That means there is a plagiarism with each other. Now this can be happen because if you will not taken it carefully, the assignment or the something presentation, if they are from on the same area, on the you can say if they are taken from the same source, this type of the plagiarism can be considered as a collusion type of the plagiarism. Now, what is the limit of plagiarism? What are the level of plagiarism? Basically, I will tell you that there are some universities in which they consider that plagiarism limit would be maximum up to 10%. But in many of the research review paper, you can say that the 10% is considered to be a minimum limit. That means many of the journals they consider plagiarism limit up to 10%, 12%, or some can be up to 15%. But more is considered in research paper because again the thing will say that your material and method sometimes match with each other, and that's why due to this thing you can say the plagiarism limit in case of research is more as compared to review paper. So you can see that on level 0 the plagiarism limit should be up to 10%. That indicate minor similarity, no penalty. So that means there is no any kind of cheating you have performed, there is no any kind of unethical practice you have performed. Next is a level 1. This considered 10 to 40%. Now in this case, if your plagiarism is above than 15%, likely 20, 30, 40, many times the journal send you a mail from the editor side that you withdraw your paper because your plagiarism limit is more, or sometime on the other way they can say you that we are not having a sufficient space to publish your paper. So many kind of the excuse they can do, but exactly sometimes the limit can be this, that your paper was having a maximum of the plagiarism copy paste matter. Level 2 is 40 to 60%. Even though I will say you that a plagiarism of your research review is more than 15%, it is considered to be under the penalty. But this is the limit which you cross is not considered at any level in case of M.Com, MSc or PhD. So this is the exceeding limit. This is a level 2 and this is a level 3 that is above than 60%. It means it indicates that your maximum matter is copy paste matter. Now what is the limit? Now research paper the limit should be 15%, in review paper it should be 15%, and in thesis it should be 10%. Now in case of research paper sometimes it could be 15% or 17-18% like that because of matching of your material method part. But in case of review it always should be less than 15%, and if it is 10 to 12% it is considered as a better. In case of thesis it is again a 10%, or if it is more by the self-plagiarism you can eliminate that from the software. Now these are the different type of the plagiarism checkers, or you can say software which are used. The best software which is preferable is Turnitin, and other is Orkun, and other which are sometimes freely available are Plagiarism Checker X, Grammarly, Copyscape, and Ginger, and Qtext. So these are the other software which are sometimes freely available on the Google site. You can download and you can do your work, but the more preferable one are Turnitin and Orkun. So these type of software you can use in your thesis work, and if you want to keep it free from the plagiarism. And in the coming videos I will discuss with you that how you can use Turnitin, how you can use Orkun or other type of software which will be beneficial to you people to check the plagiarism. So you should like, subscribe and also share the videos of this Pharma Learning channel. You all are welcome. Thank you very much.